In the quiet suburban town of Crestwood, nestled among tree-lined streets and friendly neighbors, lived the Anderson family. Mark, a hard-working father, Lisa, a loving mother, and their 10-year-old son, Jake. Life was ordinary until an unexpected package arrived on their doorstep one gloomy afternoon.
Did you order something?
The box was plain, with no return address. Mark brought it inside, thinking it might be a belated birthday gift for Jake. As they gathered around the living room, Jake tore open the box to reveal a My Buddy doll, a nostalgic relic from the 80s. Its plastic eyes stared lifelessly, and a stitched smile adorned its face. The accompanying note simply read, "For Jake, love, Grandma." The problem was, Grandma had passed away 3 years ago. The family dismissed the strange occurrence, chalking it up to a distant relative with a peculiar sense of humor. Little did they know that the doll held a secret of its own, one that would unleash a night of terror upon the unsuspecting household. That night, as the clock struck midnight, a soft rustling echoed through the darkness. Jake awoke to a strange sensation, the sensation of being watched. He turned on his bedside lamp, and to his horror, the My Buddy doll was sitting at the foot of his bed, its plastic eyes now gleaming with an unnatural light. Hey Jake, let's play, the doll whispered in a voice that sent shivers down the young boy's spine. Frozen in fear, Jake watched as the doll's stitched smile widened into a malevolent grin. Suddenly, it lunged at him, its tiny plastic hands wrapping around his throat. Jake gasped for air as he struggled against the supernatural force. His desperate cries went unheard as the doll tightened its grip. Down the hall, Mark and Lisa were jolted awake by their son's agonized screams. Rushing to his room, they found Jake thrashing on the bed, the My Buddy doll strangling him. Without hesitation, Mark grabbed the doll and threw it across the room. It crashed against the wall, momentarily motionless, but to their horror, the doll slowly rose to its feet, its plastic limbs creaking eerily.
We have to get rid
of it, Mark exclaimed, his voice strained with panic. But no matter how hard they tried, the doll seemed indestructible. It withstood fire, drowning, and even a crushing blow from a hammer. Each time they thought they had finally defeated it, the doll would reappear, unscathed and more malevolent than ever. As the night wore on, the Andersons found themselves in a desperate battle for survival. The My Buddy doll, seemingly possessed by an evil force, relentlessly pursued them through the house. It taunted them with whispers in the dark, playing on their deepest fears. In a final, desperate attempt to escape, the family barricaded themselves in the basement. Trembling in the dim light, they huddled together, haunted by the malevolent laughter echoing through the house. Just when they thought all hope was lost, a mysterious figure appeared in the basement doorway. It was Grandma, or at least, it looked like her. She wore a serene expression, her eyes filled with an otherworldly wisdom. "Jake, my dear, it's time to let go," she said, her voice soothing. Confused and terrified, the family watched as Grandma approached the My Buddy doll. With a gentle touch, she whispered words of comfort, and to their amazement, the doll's malevolence seemed to fade away. As Grandma embraced the doll, a blinding light enveloped them. The basement walls seemed to dissolve, revealing a surreal landscape of swirling colors. In the blink of an eye, the Andersons found themselves standing in their living room, the My Buddy doll now lifeless on the floor. Grandma's figure faded away, leaving only a lingering sense of peace. The doll, once a harbinger of horror, now resembled the harmless toy it was meant to be. The family, bewildered but grateful, held each other close. As dawn broke, the Andersons surveyed the remnants of their harrowing night. The My Buddy doll lay still on the living room floor, its plastic eyes devoid of the malevolent spark that had haunted them. The town of Crestwood returned to its ordinary self, blissfully unaware of the supernatural events that had transpired. In the days that followed, the Andersons struggled to make sense of the inexplicable. Grandma's unexpected visit and the strange transformation of the doll left them with more questions than answers. They chose to keep the doll, a silent reminder of the supernatural forces that had tested their bonds and, ultimately, brought them closer together. Little did they know that, in the hidden corners of the basement, A small, stitched smile graced the face of the My Buddy doll. Though it appeared lifeless, a glint of mischievousness lingered in its plastic eyes. The surprise ending was not the end at all. The malevolent force may have retreated for now, but the darkness still lurked, patiently biding its time for another opportunity to strike.